due to his upbringing being so lonely and an early exposure to the internet, it led to him murdering a man. Consent or not, murder is still murder. Besa Mafia. The Besa Mafia was, as you might expect, not your typical organized crime syndicate that had unusually strong ties to Mediterranean countries. Instead, it was a new age assassination marketplace hosted entirely online. Hitman was freely available to hire to carry out your dirty job, from maiming to kidnapping, and of course, murder. For the ambitious, you could even apply to be one. Soon, however, the facade crumbled. Chris Montero, a systems administrator who runs IT security for a firm in London, is a digital vigilante working as an independent cybercrime researcher in the off hours. In 2016, he stumbled on the website Besa Mafia and wrote a scathing critique on his blog Pirates London, claiming that it was a scam and exposing its many security flaws. Reputation was very important to the owners of Besa Mafia, and the supposed site administrator, Yura, messaged him, furious, imploring him to take it down and then attempting to bribe him. Montero, of course, refused, believing that it was an all-empty threat. Yura seemingly wasn't all smoke, however. A few days later, he sent Montero a YouTube link of him setting a car on fire, holding a sign that said that it was dedicated to Pirate London, Montero's blog. Now worried that maybe it was actually a genuine hitman marketplace, Montero, along with an anonymous cyber cop going by the name of Judge Judy, shut down the website entirely using a vulnerability that allowed him to see every order, which he later leaked online to be picked up by the FBI. Yura did not fall at this hurdle, though. He seen similar sites with similar brand names such as Sicilin Hitman and Azerbaijani Eagles, Camorra Hitman, and a host of others. They all work the same way. An aspiring criminal would set up an anonymous account, select their desired job, and upload the details. They would start a chat with Yura where he would coax them into trusting him and the Bitcoin would be sent over. Now, some of you may have had the suspicion from the beginning that it was actually a scam and there were no real murders looking for the job. And you would be right, of course. Yura did not put much effort into making it believable either. His English was poor, and his knowledge of the US geography even worse. For example, one user ordered a hit on somebody in Hawaii. Yura responded by saying that he had a hitman in a nearby state who could drive there and do the job no problem. For those unfamiliar with the United States, Hawaii is an island roughly 2,500 miles away from the nearest state. Not to mention that driving there would be very difficult with the Pacific Ocean between it and the US. The user still paid $3,000. The site used stock pictures of assassins and results from a Google search for scary-looking hitman on its front page. It would be laughable, if not for the real and despairing loss of lives that did actually occur due to this site. In February of 2016, a user named Dog Day God ordered a hit on a middle-aged woman posting, "For reasons that are too personal and would give away my identity, I need this bitch dead, so please help me." The target was Amy Alwine of Cottage Grove, Minnesota. She had a husband, Stefan, who worked as an IT professional and was also an elder in the United Church of God. They had an adopted teenage son. Dog Day God transferred around $6,000 in Bitcoin to Yura, feeding him information on when Amy would be alone in the house or places outside she would go where there would be no one else. First, they discussed a hit and run. Dog Day God liked this idea as it could be seen as an accident. And then arson. Yura promised him that it would be done soon, but the hitmen were failing and he couldn't do anything about it. Of course, there were no attempts at all, and Yura kept asking for more money after each supposed failure, and Dog Day God grew angrier. "I do not care about date or method. You have her picture and address, so you can tailor or do whatever you need to do to get the job done." One curious request, however, was that the husband and kid be left alone. He claimed that the kid was a friend of their child and he did not wish to seem orphaned, a surprising amount of thought and empathy from someone who planned to murder the kid's mother. Thankfully, a couple of months later, nobody was murdered and nothing came from it. Another hacker by the name of BRSPD broke into the website and dumped all the chat logs online in May of 2016. The FBI picked these up and alerted all the targeted victims. They told Amy and Stefan to bump up their security, so they bought a home security system and a gun to protect themselves with. Stefan shot Amy in the head with the very same gun 6 months later. Stefan was Dog Day God all this time. Makes sense why in the request he made it that the assassin shouldn't kill the husband or child. The truth was that he'd been having affairs through Ashley Madison, which was a website for married or people in relationships to find other like-minded individuals to cheat with. He could not divorce his wife because of his position in the church, and so he took this drastic measure. Before it all started, he took out a $700,000 life insurance policy in his wife's name and had been sending her threats and pressuring her to end her life online. He attempted to make it look like an S word. However, a police investigation revealed that the Bitcoin signature of the payments he made with Yura, recovered from the chat logs, matched the hard drive on his laptop. Proof that it was in fact not an S word, but all planned murder. Convicted of first-degree murder, he was sentenced to life in prison. Stefan is still serving out a sentence to this day. The inhumanity of the users really showed when another order was revealed. Another user was killed of Asian.
Ahorita papi, tranquilo. 1 minute más, ¿ok?
$20,000 bounty on his head. Another chat log revealed that a woman from Nevada ordered a hit on her ex-husband and transferred 12 Bitcoin to Besa Mafia. She was arrested and sentenced to 5 years in prison on the charge of a murder for hire plot. Thankfully, Besa Mafia was a scam website, so the major law